Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
We have another beautiful day in store. Look at where our muggy meter is sitting right here at 50 at comfortable. I'll show you how many more days it's going to feel like this.
Real ID. We have team coverage for you this morning as the new federal identification requirements go into effect at the airport. What you need to know at RDU and the DMV.
Choosing the next pope. The conclave starts today in the Vatican, where you're looking live right now. We will walk you through the process as we watch the chimney ahead of the first round of voting. Looking for those smoke signals. You know, it took less than 2 days to elect Pope Francis back in 2013. We'll see how long this process will take. Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, 6 o'clock. Great to have you. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, thanks for making us part of your routine here. It is all clear right now. A beautiful sunrise on the way. Clouds, they can wait till later today. Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now. Beautiful look.
Isn't this gorgeous? This is a live look as we take a look toward Gardner on our tower cam right here. Just beautiful sunshine there. 55 degrees is our temperature, and our dew point's a very comfortable 50. That's a measure of moisture in the atmosphere, and 50 means it's very low. So practically very little humidity out there. 46 in Roxborough, 52 Southern Pines, 55 in Goldsboro and Rocky Mount. Most of us are seeing temperatures in the low to mid 50s. Heading out the door, it is walk, bike, and roll to school day. And the weather couldn't be better for that. As the kids are coming home from school, temperatures will be in the low 80s. We changed the pattern up a little bit for tomorrow. We'll see some late day thunderstorms. It'll linger into Friday. I'll show you what it looks like for the weekend coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, at 6:01, if anyone is biking, walking, or rolling to school, they have very little traffic to deal with this morning, which is really good news. Nothing but green showing up on our live traffic map this morning. With that in mind, let's go outside, give you a live look at one of our major routes this morning. It's I-40 and Wade Avenue. Traffic is beginning to pick up just a little bit, but flowing nicely in all directions. You're listening to us on the radio. We always appreciate that. If you're getting ready to head into the car, you can take us with you. 101.5 HD3.
Thanks, Ken. Starting today, you will need a real ID or another form of acceptable identification if you want to fly in the U.S.
And so this morning we have team coverage for you at the airport and the DMV to help make sure you have all the proper documents you need before you travel. WRAL's Laura Levine is out at RDU right now. Laura, what have we seen so far? I know security, they're expecting a little bit of delays with this new process.
Jeff, good morning. Listen, if you have a flight today here at RDU, this is what you can expect to see. Agents all around the terminal holding signs just like this, explaining the real ID. If we walk this way, though, you'll see no long lines at TSA this morning, which is a good thing. They're off to a good start. But again, you'll see that sign that says real ID, informing people of that identification that you need to have. So agents are going to be looking for that star emblazoned real ID and other forms of acceptable identification, which includes a U.S. passport, a global entry card, a Department of Defense ID, or a permanent resident card. The TSA spokesperson tells us 81% of travelers passing through TSA checkpoints already have the identification that complies with the Real ID law. Now, I spoke with a traveler earlier this morning headed to LA who planned ahead to make sure she had no disruptions today.
Do you have your real ID?
I do, yes. I got it for this flight specifically.
You got it to make sure that you were able to travel today?
Yes, because it started May 7th. I know that for sure. I had to read everything because I was a little nervous, but yes.
How was the process to get it?
It's very easy. It's just like when you go get your license, you just get the real ID instead.
Okay, so I counted about maybe 20 people I talked to this morning. More than half already had the real ID. Others were just planning to travel with that passport. And listen, if you don't have that identification, TSA says don't panic. You can still come to the airport and fly out today. However, you're going to have to go through some additional screening, which could take longer. You want to be prepared and make sure you buy yourself some additional time when heading here. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live at RDU.
Today's flight requirement could act as a reminder for people who have future travel plans to go get that upgraded license. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live at the DMV on Maynard Road in Cary. And Kelsey, are you seeing any more people out there than usual this morning?
Yes, Renee, we see more and more people pulling into the parking lot here at this DMV location on Maynard Road in Cary. So right now I'm counting at least 15 people in line. That line is
All All right, so we've lost Kelsey's mic there, but some of the information we want to let people know about, if you've gotten a new ID in the last few years, it could already be a real ID. So look for that upper right corner of your driver's license and look for that gold star. The DMV trying to cut wait times. You may remember last month the DMV expanded their work hours at 42 locations. Now most DMV offices are open 10 hours a day. You do have time to get a real ID. The DMV will still be issuing them after today's supposed deadline. So we'll certainly keep checking in with Kelsey on the wait times at the DMV offices.
Also today, the process to pick the next pope gets underway. All the voting cardinals are there at the Vatican this morning. This is a live look right now. Mass was held just an hour ago, and then the cardinals took an oath of secrecy, and the conclave began. They'll be sealed off from the outside world until the next pope is decided. The first vote will happen today, and the ballots will be burned after that. We'll wait to see if it's black or white smoke that comes out of the chimney of the Sistine Chapel. Black smoke means no decision. White smoke means a new pope has been elected.
2 men took themselves to the hospital after shooting in Durham. Police on scene marked more than 20 shell casings. It happened near the intersection of Holloway Street and North Briggs Avenue around 6:30 yesterday evening. Those men are expected to recover. We will bring you more information as investigators learn more.
A police chase involving a stolen U-Haul was caught on camera. Take a look. A viewer sent us this video of the truck evading police. This is the chase that went through Fayetteville and Hope Mills. Police say it all started when the truck ran a red light, and they later called off the chase to avoid any crashes. Witnesses described the chase.
And then he's doing donuts in the intersection. There's 7 or 8 Hope Mills cops too, still there. And then he went back up.
Investigators later found that U-Haul at a home in Hope Mills, and they also found and arrested Alexander Childers.
A member of the Cotton Volunteer Fire Department in Cumberland County was hit by a car. He was responding to a crash on US 301. This morning, he is alive and recovering. The moment he was hit was captured on dash camera. And you can see the car did not slow down to pass a crash scene. Other responders jumped out of the way, but the car did hit firefighter Wayman Hudson. Hudson took to Facebook last night, sharing in part, "This was completely preventable. A lot of lives could have been lost here." This is a reminder for everyone to be aware while driving, especially near emergency response scenes.
And this, a moving truck created a big mess after crashing into a bridge on I-85 south in Orange County. This happened just before 1 o'clock near Hillsborough at the bridge that crosses over Orange Grove Road. Orange Grove Road had to be closed for several hours while crews worked to clean it up and make repairs.
A foster care reform bill is one step closer to becoming law in North Carolina. The legislation comes after a WRAL documentary exposed critical gaps in the system. The Fostering Care in North Carolina Act passed the House unanimously. The legislation would mean big changes to the foster care system, including giving the state more oversight over the county DSS system. You can watch our documentary, Broken Foster Care in North Carolina, on WRAL.com or on WRAL's YouTube page.
The homeless population in Wake County is growing rapidly, according to a new report. The latest point-in-time count puts it at 1,258. It's a 27% increase from last year. More than 900 people reported living in a shelter, and nearly 300 people said they have nowhere to go.
It's a big month for RDU Airport as we take a live look. What a beautiful morning. Today, Delta launches a new nonstop flight to Kansas City. That is one of 11 new direct routes launching at RDU in the next 2 weeks. Tomorrow, Spirit Airlines will begin nonstop service to Baltimore, Detroit, Newark, and New Orleans.
A push to expand the powers of the state auditor is moving forward. A bill passed by the House would expand the auditor's power over any entity that receives public money. Right now, state law empowers the auditor to investigate state and local government agencies.
Today, Powell Magnet Elementary School will have their annual walk, bike, or roll to school day. Families will meet at the Food Lion Shopping Center on Raleigh Boulevard at 8 this morning. From there, they will take an engineless mode of transportation to school. The day is aimed at promoting a healthy lifestyle and promoting alternative commute options. This afternoon, a kids' bike rodeo will help children build biking skills and practice safety on two wheels. This event is also in celebration of Bike Month and National Walk, Bike, or Roll to School Day. It gets started at 4:30 p.m. at John Chavis Memorial Park.
Carolina Hurricanes' effort late into the night last night was well worth the wait. Jacob Slavin with the winner. He slays the Washington Capitals just over 3 minutes into the overtime period to give them a come-from-behind 2-1 win in Game 1 up in D.C. Our Canes exclusive post-game live show, former Canes Shane Willis broke down how that puck slipped in.
You have 3 Hurricanes players, 3 Caps players trying to defend. There is no chance for Logan Thompson to even see this puck. He goes down to try and take away the net, and this one just squeaks under the pad.
And they squeak away with Game 1 win. It's Game 2 tomorrow night at 7 o'clock in D.C., and once it's over, our post-game live team will again break down all the action. You can watch our expert coverage and exclusive insights tomorrow night, 11:25, right here on WRAL.
2 jets overboard. A second fighter jet has been lost in the Red Sea. Details of the latest mistake from the USS Harry S. Truman aircraft carrier.
And a littering crackdown. North Carolina taxpayers spend about $50 million a year on litter cleanup. A new law that's looking to prevent that trash from being there in the first place.
And I love walk, bike, and roll to school day. And the weather couldn't be more perfect. It's nice and cool this morning with temperatures in the mid-50s. And then nice and warm this afternoon at 81 with low humidity. Tomorrow we change the weather pattern. I'll show you when you can expect some rain.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:14. Look at this. We just are seeing the sun popping up over the horizon as we're looking west over toward Garner. If you're sending the kids out to the bus stop this morning, temperatures are in the mid-50s. It is, walk, bike, and roll, but not everybody can do that. So at the bus stop, again, temperatures in the mid-50s. Feels pretty comfortable out there this morning. But if the kids are in their shorts and T-shirts, which they probably are, they might need maybe just a long sleeve shirt. Our temperatures will be quite warm this afternoon, very similar to yesterday. 70s in the northern counties, looking at 81 in the Triangle and 83 down in Fayetteville. It's also Durham Bulls night tonight, and boy, the weather's going to be perfect. We may see a little bit of cloud cover, but it stays dry. At game time, 78, 73 as the game is ending. And we do have a better chance for showers and storms late tomorrow. I'll show you coming up. Ken.
Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. Nothing but green showing up on our map, boy, which is really good news this morning, especially in Wake County. If you want to check those major routes to the east of Raleigh and Knightdale, Zebulon, all those major routes are delay-free as well. Let's stay down east, give you a live look at I-87 and Smithfield Road there in Knightdale. Traffic coming toward us, flowing nicely in all directions. And Jeff, coming up in less than 5 minutes, I'll look at some of those major routes in the Bull City.
All right, look for it, Ken. Thank you. Today, India fired missiles into Pakistani-controlled territory early this morning. At least 26 people are dead, including a child. Pakistan's leader is calling these strikes an act of war. An Indian military spokesperson says mosques were targeted in the strikes. Indian leaders say the strikes were in response to the massacre of 26 people in April when gunmen stormed a scenic mountain spot in the India-controlled part of Kashmir. Kashmir is divided between the two countries, but claimed by both. It has been at the center of tension for years.
Another U.S. Navy fighter jet has been lost in the Red Sea. This is the second jet lost from the USS Harry S. Truman aircraft carrier in just over a week. It's not yet clear what happened, but some kind of failure was reported as the jet was trying to land on the carrier. 2 people, including the pilot, had to eject. They were both rescued with minor injuries. Now, you may remember last week we learned the Truman made a hard turn to evade Houthi fire, dumping a jet in the process.
A soldier at Fort Bragg is reflecting on his quick action after being honored with the Soldier's Medal. 22-year-old Sergeant Brian Lieberman heard gunshots outside his apartment in June of 2023. This is video of that scene that night. He jumped in to treat a 14-year-old girl and then shielded her from more gunfire. Lieberman says he was called to action.
It was just me doing my job. As I was treating her, the shooters drove past us again, began shooting at us again, threw myself over the girl when we began getting shot at again to almost used myself as a shield to her so she wouldn't get shot again.
And Lieberman was awarded his medal at a ceremony yesterday. He says it's what he learned to do in the Army, but it's also the morals he was taught as a child. His mom has 30 years of nursing experience, and his dad is a paramedic and police officer.
North Carolina taxpayers spend about $50 million a year cleaning up trash that people leave around the state. Now, lawmakers are working to do something about it. The state Senate voted unanimously to approve Senate Bill 207. If it becomes law, you could be held responsible if trash is traced back to you. It could be punishable by criminal charges and fines. The state's fines for littering can range from a few $100s to a few thousand.
1 in 3 students in North Carolina middle and high schools has reported feeling sad or hopeless. That's why today a new partnership brings mental health care services to North Carolina students. Harnett County and Durham Public School students will now have access to Hazel Health. Students there will have virtual access to Hazel's licensed therapist at any time, including throughout summer break. More information will be available this afternoon at 3 p.m. at Shawtown Elementary School in Lillington.
Evacuation orders are in place for parts of Alberta, Canada. Fire crews are battling a grass fire. This video is from the province's capital of Edmonton. Massive plumes of smoke can be seen for miles.
A powerful line of severe storms swept through central Texas yesterday. That system brought damaging winds, heavy rain, tornado warnings. Isolated flooding and downed trees could be seen in the hardest hit areas. One man showed off all the damage to his property there as he says his metal carport was just launched into the air before it crashed into nearby trees there. Quite a mess, quite the cleanup on the way in those trouble spots. Back here, Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now as we hit our midweek point here. We got another beauty on the way before the next weather system.
Yeah, so tomorrow, Friday in particular, we're going to be dealing with at least some showers and thunderstorms, but another gorgeous day today. Fayetteville, Raleigh, Apex, Chapel Hill, all looking pretty this morning. A little bit of cloud cover, especially down in Fayetteville. You can see just a bit of it there. We may see more of that in our southern counties today, and possibly our very far southwest counties could get clipped by this little bit of rain that's starting to move up from our next system. Most of us wouldn't see that until much later tomorrow and into Friday. The warm front itself is still way down here along the Gulf Coast, but it's definitely feeding a good bit of rain north and east of it, all the way as far east as Georgia. All right, so let's talk about the next weather maker. Most of us are going to feel this tomorrow and Friday. It'll be afternoon and evening thunderstorms, but it does look like it'll be dry by the time we get to the Mother's Day weekend, which is wonderful for all the moms. For tomorrow, there is a level 1 risk for Mecklenburg County, Person County, and then the northern part of Granville County. Most of the severe storms that we would see for tomorrow would be well to our west, so there's very little chance that we would see that tomorrow. This is 11 o'clock tomorrow. Watch how the clouds really start to fill in. We see increasing clouds as we get closer to the afternoon, and maybe a sprinkle or two during the evening commute, but most of this is likely to be much later, say between 8 and 9 o'clock, around midnight into the very early hours of the morning. Some of that could linger into Friday morning with a few showers, but the bulk of what we would see Friday also will be later in the afternoon and evening. We see our model taking us out to around 2 o'clock, but then finally the cold front comes through. Look at that. Saturday, a high pressure system begins to build in, and it keeps that front down to the south. Now, if that changes at all, we could end up seeing a little bit of rain maybe Saturday night into Sunday, but currently the model trends have been keeping the weekend dry, so that's great news. 40% chance of rain on Friday, and then a better chance again on Sunday and Monday. But for Mother's Day, right now, green light for outdoor plans. It'll be less humid, nice and dry, and comfortable Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, 73 and 78 degrees on Sunday. So I'm doing everybody a favor here, Ken, letting everybody know, reminding you, don't forget, it's Mother's Day on Sunday.
We're actually hosting Mother's Day.
Are you really?
We might just do it outside.
You should. It looks great.
Hey, just a few minutes ago, I told you that I'd look at the major routes in the Bold City. So let's start with I-885 and TW Alexander Drive. You can see traffic flowing nicely in all directions there. In terms of other major routes heading into Durham this morning, very little to no delays to report. Let's check the capital city, shall we? Similarly, we're not seeing any delays on any of our major routes. You're getting ready to head out the door. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thanks. New kidnapping details. Warrants reveal new information about an Amber Alert for the Gardner kidnapping of a mother and her baby. How the kidnappers may have known the victims.
And the conclave begins. Today, voting will start, deciding the next pope. What we are seeing at the Vatican this morning.
And ahead on today, a sit down with the CEO of Netflix. What's coming next for the streamer's content and subscription pricing?
And also we give you this look at the NC Education winning lottery numbers. And stand by, what's trending is next.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
More casting announcements for a star-studded musical.
And original cast members coming back for a sequel more than 25 years later now. Ken Smith here with What's Trending, Ken.
How about that, Jeff and Renee? This is great. 1998's Practical Magic getting a sequel. And this morning we know the release day. Warner Brothers sharing in a post. Practical Magic 2 will be here just in time for the fall, September 18th next year. Nicole Kidman, Sandra Bullock will be back in their roles as the Owen sisters.
Yes, so the two leading ladies will be back. You know, Stockard Channing and Evan Rachel Wood were also in the original film. No word on whether they will reprise their roles, but Kidman and Bullock co-producing this movie as well. I'm sure it'll be magic to see them on screen again.
Wouldn't it be nice if they all came back?
Yeah, wouldn't that be something?
Yeah. Hey, Adam Lambert trending this morning. He is the latest casting announcement for an upcoming production of Jesus Christ Superstar. Lambert will play Judas in the 3-night production coming to the Hollywood Bowl in August.
Yeah, Lambert's recently been on Broadway, and this is a first here because Cynthia Erivo is going to play Jesus. Wow. And yes, first time in a major production that a woman has played Jesus.
Interesting.
After Wicked, I would see Cynthia Erivo in anything. I will go see that.
Thanks, Ken. UNC football coach Bill Belichick's first book is out. It's called The Art of Winning, Lessons from My Life in Football. According to the Athletics review of the book, there is little mention of Belichick's transition to college football, but there is a short mention of his 24-year-old girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, calling her his idea mill and creative muse.
Hey, if yard work is on your honey-do list, I would get to it today. We have another gorgeous day in our forecast. But Thursday and Friday, we transition to a slightly wetter pattern. I'll walk you through it coming up.
Wait, classroom changes. Cuts to the school system's budget were proposed to county leaders. Areas where your student could see changes.
And getting that gold star today, people will need a real ID or other approved identification to fly. What we are hearing at RDU this morning live.